Hello, and welcome to the Nilon Report. My name is John Nilon, and I am the Alumni Representative to the California State University Board of Trustees. And the Nilon Report is intended to provide you, fellow alumni and friends, with information and the comings and goings of the Board of Trustee meeting here in January 2018. Got some important things that we want to tell you today, so let's talk about the three takeaways. The first is the Chancellor provided his State of the California State University. We had a very important discussion about the California State University budget for 2018 and 19. And one of my favorite things is that we have our special guests made in the CSU, Jeff Cresswell and Michelle Kelberer. And we've got some good news to share with you in just a few minutes. So let's get started. The Chancellor shared with us his State of the CSU address. He talked about the value of a CSU education and our priorities. Talked about the legacy and the community of the more than 4 million alumni, students, faculty, and staff who represent the CSU system in the state of California and throughout the world. Talked a little bit about the history of our campuses and the importance of higher education in California, and really a personal story about how it launched the Chancellor's career and a very touching story about how it saved his dad's career. We also talked a lot about how we're making significant progress in graduation and retention rates. Finally, we talked a lot about the vision for the CSU, which talks about student success, educating every qualified Californian, and of course, fair compensation for our employees. Shifting gears, we next spoke about the CSU budget. While we've had significant gains in student success over the past years, we've done so with additional funding from the state of California. Unfortunately, this year, the governor's budget proposes a $171 million funding gap from that which the Board of Trustees asked him to provide. It's a significant reduction. So now we have something important to talk about with regard to a call to action. We must change this funding. We must increase it so that the CSU can continue to provide the services to all of California and also to improve our graduation rates and our achievement gaps. Additional funding is critical to even meet the mandated cost increases of running a university. And I'm asking you, my fellow alumni, to participate in this call to action. We have a significantly large voice, 3.4 million alumni who can contact their legislators or contact their governor in order to make a difference. We're going to work hard at advocating because in reality, advocating and increasing the state general fund contribution to the CSU budget is our first and most important priority. It will help prevent more draconian things. Things like cuts to important programs and services, and even the potential for tuition increases. Shifting gears again, let's talk a little bit about the favorite part of the show, and that's the Made in the CSU interviews. And we have two wonderful guests, Michelle Kelberer from Chico State and Jeff Cresswell from Humboldt State. Interestingly, they are a brother and sister team. They're co-owners of Clean Canteen, and they embody their values and their philosophies in the operation of this business to ensure that we have a better environment, that we replace single-use items, and we eliminate plastic containers. It's a great interview, so let's take a look. Well, welcome, Jeff and Michelle, to the Nilon Report. This is the part of the show that I really like because it talks about the made in the CSU element. And each of you were made in the CSU. Each of you have done some amazing things, and together the product is even more amazing. And yet a lot of this is due to the fact that you're CSU born and raised, so to speak. So Michelle, tell us your story at the start.
Well, I went to Chico State. I knew I wanted to be in the business program, and they have a great one, so I went there. I'm also from there, so it made it very simple. My experience was wonderful. I made a lot of friends. I had great instructors. Did homework during the week, and I would spend my weekends up in Chico's Upper Park. So great experience. When I left Chico State, I thought I was poised to do something awesome. I did not know that I would embark upon Clean Canteen and really embrace who I was,
Right.
and use a business to be a force of good out in the world. It's been great.
That's wonderful. Jeff, how about you?
Yeah, so I went to Humboldt State, and what took me there was the fisheries biology program. Great program, very hands-on learning. Got to go out in the field and actually do the work, so it was really great. Thought I would be working in that field, and never thought I would become the businessman that I am today. Was not on my horizon in my eyes. But my experience at Humboldt, I think, built that confidence in me to be able to succeed, and have taken some of the passion that I had for fisheries and the natural world that I got from my studies at Humboldt, and have applied that into our business today.
What a great story. And brother and sister, I don't think I said that, but brother and sister kind of started off in divergent paths but are back together again. So tell us a little bit about your company and your product and why.
Well, this bottle here is the first that was made in 2004.
Okay.
It really came to be around health, around BPA. And
What's BPA again?
bisphenol A, and it is an estrogen mimicker, so it can cause cancers and birth defects.
Okay.
And so we really wanted to create a product that was safe. And from there, it also became a product to curb single-use products that are ending up in our landfills and in our waterways. So that was the basis for the bottle.
So you both had these values, right? And then you found an opportunity to express those values through a product that people would be interested in. And so what's your sense, and what do you do in the company, Jeff, with regard to producing these bottles and helping the environment?
Well, we've built our company around really being a responsible business, really looking after our people, our environment, as well as our bottom line, so we can continue to be doing the good work that we're doing. We're very involved in our supply chain, and we've as of 2012, we became a certified B Corporation and incorporated in the state of California.
Okay.
And so we are scored against different measures of governance and the environment, community, our employees. And so we're scored against, and how well are we doing in those aspects. And so that gives us kind of a roadmap to manage our company against and see how we're doing.
And so this product is successful purely because it's a clean product and that it replaces the single use, or is it that the product is exceptional as well?
It's both.
It's both.
It's both. We know exactly what is in the metal. We know exactly what's on our canteen, in our canteen, because we do so much studies upstream in our supply chain.
Okay,
so
very good.
yeah, not only is it safe, but people know when they buy from us, they know exactly what they're getting.
So this may not be a CSU question, but it's a question about when do you think and how do you think the curve will turn from the use of those single product plastic bottles for water? I mean, this is a great introduction, but there's got to be more, or do you think you've already seen the turn?
I think the turn is still happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely an uphill battle. The convenience of bottled water is there, and some of the folks that we work with in the nonprofit field that are doing research about plastic pollutions in our environment, in our oceans, and educating people about that and help set policy around those issues are certainly reaching the folks. And there's some talk, about different bottle bans here and there. It's just it's tough, people just getting those bans passed is difficult. And we just, as consumers, we can just vote with our dollars and choose not to buy it if you're into that, So there's definitely lots of alternatives out there where we happen to be one of them, and think that we're probably the best.
No doubt about it. No doubt. Well, as we start to wind down here in this conversation, I was also struck not by just the fact that you're graduates, that you work brother and sister with your family, that you create a great product, but you also do something that I think is remarkable. You then take part of your profits and you donate them back to very specific causes. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so one clarification, it's being a member of 1% for the Planet. We're a corporate member of 1% for the Planet. And what that means is that we're committed to donating 1% of our sales, not our profits, but our
sales,
but our sales, our gross sales. And we've been a member now for this is our 10th year, and we've organized our giving into 4 different categories. One of them is safe consumer products. That's one of our founding principles of Clean Canteen. Plastic pollution, which is another very mission based issue for us. And I would say the other 2 are more kind of passion and love and values as land and water conservation and environmental education, primarily focused on getting kids outside and falling in love with the outdoors so they grow up to be the next stewards and want to protect that space. And we just, this last year, we just surpassed our $2 million in giving mark.
Remarkable.
So we're pretty proud of that.
Excited.
That is remarkable. Congratulations. And one other quick thing, you have employees. And where do you like to hire them from?
We love to hire Chico State grads because
wonderful.
They're in our town, and we're an employer that truly believes that the employees are who make and run your business. So they're of utmost importance to us. So we love bringing them under our wings right out of college and letting them grow and thrive. And when they move on, we feel like we've been a success.
Excellent. You're helping their made in the CSU story. So just want to thank you for everything that you've done, not only being an ambassador for your different campuses, but really what you're doing in the environment. And it's innovators and creators and passionate people like you that do turn the curve. So thank you very much. Jeff, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Michelle,
Pleasure.
my pleasure.
Thank you.
And again, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow, what a great interview. Jeff and Michelle were outstanding, and there's nothing like seeing a commitment to your own values expressed and embodied in your professional career and what you do. Wonderful, wonderful family, and we just like to mention that they were made in the CSU. So shifting gears yet again, let's talk about a report that we received at the Board of Trustees meeting, and that was the Donor Support Report for the 2016-17 philanthropic information for the CSU. Talked about our alumni and our other community members, our foundations and our corporations, and how they've given to the CSU and the impact to our CSU community. This report shows that we received $501 million in gifts. That's $500 million. It's record-breaking, and $53 million of that went into student scholarships. But of the gifts, important to note, 95,000 were from alumni donors. So we'd like to thank our alumni once again for not only being made in the CSU, but giving back to the CSU. Now we have a chance to talk a little bit about the Wong Family Excellence Awards. This is something that the Board of Trustees does every year in January. And it was created by former CSU trustee, now Trustee Emeritus, Stanley Wong. And it recognizes 4 outstanding faculty and 1 outstanding staff member. And each of the individuals are awarded $20,000. The criteria includes their commitment and their dedication to the advancement of the CSU mission, contributions to student success, enhance excellence in teaching, scholarships, and service. And I have to say, these are outstanding individuals. If you get a chance, as we talk about a little later, view the Board of Trustees meeting and watch these stories. It will inspire you, and it makes us remember the quality of individuals who dedicate their very lives to CSU. It's exciting and very, very touching. Next, let's move on to another piece of great news, and that is Adela de la Torre has been announced as the new president of San Diego State University. She'll start on or before June 30 of this year. She's currently the Vice Chancellor of Student Affairs and Campus Diversity at UC Davis, but she has a maid in the CSU connection because she was the chair of Chicano and Latino Studies at California State University, Long Beach. She will be the 9th president and the first woman and first Latina to serve as a permanent president for San Diego State University. She's obviously skilled in student success, a great administrator, and I can tell you, a visionary leader. We welcome her to our family. Well, that's the show for today. Really enjoyed presenting you with this material. We'd like you to connect with us, though, at calstate.edu/alumni or at social media at Made in the CSU. Our next meeting is the Board of Trustees meeting on March 20th and 21st. We'll see you then, and thank you for viewing.